Hi Sagittarius, welcome. Higherself Magic here. Welcome to your March astrological reading. I've waited a few days because I wanted the energy to pick up during this phase. Sarah Elizabeth. I always ask Sarah Elizabeth and the angels to guide me always to use these cards for the greater good of others, with wisdom and compassion, and of course my fairies are always there to support these readings. And so thank you, Sarah Elizabeth, thank you, thank you, thank you. Most important part of this reading is you, and I welcome you to my channel. If you're new, Higherself Magic here. I'm an astrologer and intuitive card reader. I work with the fairies. I write about fairies. I'm also an author, so I write about fairies a lot. And fairies have figured in my life from a very early age. So let's have a look at my little prayers and messages for you. This is for someone who might be needing cheering up. Life may seem so tough right now and it can get you down, but remember, if you need someone, that's your guardian angel. I am always around, and as certain as the rising sun will follow every moon, things will take a better turn and you'll be happy soon. So that's your guardian angel speaking to you. And here is my serenity poem. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I've cherished that poem ever since I lost a friend many years ago who had terminal cancer, and she said that prayer got her through the situation. And we have to always thank God for every day we wake up, we see another day. So however miserable we are, or however bad things seem, we are alive and things will change. We're like on a train, we're in a compartment, I've said this before, and people get on and people get off, and you're not always with the same people from when you came in the world, or when you go out of the world. Different people will join you on your journey. Some people will stay with you the whole time, and God bless those people, and you will know the importance of those people. So as I'm doing my reading, I also want to bring in this affirmation, because a lot of the readings this year for Sagittarius have been money orientated. And this is my affirmation. I always have more money than I need, and I cannot help but attract a lot of money into my life. Even if you haven't got a lot of money at the moment, try work with that affirmation each day, because it's going to bring you more money. We have got a very strong Mars in our chart, Sagittarius, and he will try bring you money. He's now direct, and so there's been a lot of activity since that December the 30th new moon regarding our income. And this is the year when Sagittarians can make a lot of money. I also want to give you another affirmation. I always refresh the energies when I clear this table and clear away what is not needed to empower myself and to empower you. So we have got a lot of work to do, Sagittarius, this year. And here's my little book of notes just to show you. And we'll pop that down somewhere else right now while I get on with this reading. So Mars, that new moon in December, is going to be very influential for the first 5 months. Now you'll notice I've got a lot of love things around, and until June, Jupiter is in Gemini, in your house of true commitments. There have been opportunities for you meeting the right person for you to tie the knot with. If that's not happened, don't worry, you can meet the right person, and you might not even want to tie the knot. But this was a great year for that, and before June, particularly when Jupiter moves out of Gemini. But there's the chances of you meeting your true love before June. So if that's meant for you, that will happen. Now, let's look at what's happening in the sky right now for you. I'll start with my tarot cards and we'll have a chat about what's happening in the sky and what conversations the planets are having with each other, because the planets are very active right now. This is a very busy month of planetary activity. And there are 5 heavenly bodies gathered in Pisces in your home and family sector, Sagittarius. 5, which adds up to half of the heavenly bodies in the solar system. Just to explain, we have 8 planets in the solar system. That's including Pluto, the planet that didn't exist or was not seen as important originally. Plus we've got the sun and the moon, and that energy, we've got half that massive energy lighting up this area of our chart. So there's going to be a lot happening family-wise, love-wise, money-wise, and you will see these happenings up to June. Now we've got the February 27th new moon, which was in Pisces. That was very influential for Sagittarians. And that is a new moon that's going to make you feel energized for a long time to come. Very similar to the one in December. So a new moon will always affect you for at least 5 months. So we've got 2 very influential new moons working in our favour and for our future. But this particular new moon from February the 27th is especially strong for the 7 to 10 days. So we're on the 6th of March right now, and so the 7 to 10 days, that's tomorrow to the 3rd, very influential these next 3 days. Anything could happen. And you're going to feel in full flow. Now, some of you might have felt quite tired around that new moon. It might have made you feel dreamy, thinking about different commitments and how you handled those. You're blaming that situation as well as your attributes in that situation. Another thing I want to mention is that we're in Pisces season, and Pisces is the ruler of the sea, and that hints at the likelihood of water damage in your life. Now, I have actually had water damage. I've had a flood from my shower room above into my kitchen, which has been a real nuisance, and a lot of people I know have had the same. So I'm going to read some mermaid cards in a minute, because I think that's quite important. But Neptune is adding to all this by orbiting Pisces. That's the sign he rules, and he has been in Pisces for many years now. And if you've not had to deal with water damage, then you could be dealing with a complete myriad of other things, property wise. But I bet a lot of you will have had some sort of water damage. So let's see what comes up with these tarot cards. Can we work at bringing these messages to my beautiful Sagittarians through these cards, please, Sarah Elizabeth? So we're dropping them on the table. Let's see what happens. Sometimes I just read them from the pile, but I want these to drop down today. Ooh, okay, if they fall, then that one was not meant for you. Cards for Sagittarius, please. Some cards for Sagittarius, please. Some cards for Sagittarius, please. Okay. We might have a shuffle of those again in a moment. Let's see what's come up for my lovely Saggis. If anybody's not seen me read before, these are the very first cards I read with when I was 18 years old. So they've got notes on the back. That's when I was learning my cards. I love them. And these cards speak to me more than any other cards. Believe me. They always give me exactly what I need. Now, that new moon that's just happened on the 27th of February is bringing in a new path. It's bringing in a new path that you need to follow. And it's usually related, well, not usually, it's meant to be related to your expertise. Now, all of us have jobs in different areas or talents in different areas. It can be your actual job, or it could be your hobby business. Something you are an expert in is going to absolutely hit the roof after this. This new moon is opening up a path in that area for you. Up to now, you've been sort of like the hanged man. This is the Pisces card. The hanged man, not knowing where to go, really. You've had a career, you've been earning money, you're doing quite well, but that necessary amount of money has not come in. And this new moon's going to take you down a new path. So you're not going to be left hanging around anymore. The path's going to be very, very clear to you. And as I said, it's usually linked to your expertise. Temperance has brought in some judgment, or you're going to react to something that's happening, but in a very calm way, and you're going to see that this is the way forwards. So temperance is guiding you down that route. And when you get that feeling, you're going to be jumping like a fool off the cliff right into it, because you'll know it's an absolute winner. And it's absolutely going to get you what you need, and that's what you want. So it's going to bring in a lot of other people's money, either through other people seeing you as a chance they should take a chance on because you are just such an expert and they just suddenly realize that, or you will, having felt stuck, will suddenly feel this absolute amazing rebirth, renewal, and you just want to tell the world everything you know, which is going to bring you in a lot of pentacles. Now, there's been some sort of sadness in your home life, because Saturn was in wide conjunction to the sun at the time of that new moon, and that suggests there has been sadness in your home life. That could be related to a child, it could be related to a parent. If it's related to a child, all that's going to change very soon, and I've said it 100 times before. Sagittarius's only child or firstborn is going to do really well after the lunar eclipse. So we're going to talk about that in a moment, but it's all going to change, so don't worry. You might have been really worried, really feeling, that child might have been feeling emotionally unfulfilled. You might have been feeling emotionally unfulfilled because you didn't know what way they should go, and they might be quite adult and they've been at a crossroads, sort of stuck with a blindfold, not knowing where to go. But all that's going to change very soon. All that's going to change. They've felt restricted by fear, and so have you. Now, if this is not regarding a child, it could be regarding yourself, or it could be regarding a parent who maybe you are worried about or you've had to care for. But it's regarding some sort of sadness in your life. And you have found it very difficult to cope with, Sagittarius, but you've just tried your best. You're that optimistic, patient person who always tries their best. So, as I said, Saturn was in conjunction with the Sun at the time of that new moon, and it was also in a wide conjunction to the Sun in the time of that new moon, to the new moon itself, to the moon, which is the natural ruler of your 8th house of other people's money. So the 8th house rules taxes, inheritance. You might have been worried about inheritance. Something might have happened to your inheritance. Someone might have deceived you or manipulated things for you regarding that, a sibling or someone else in the family, or you felt deceived, manipulated. So there's some sort of sadness related to your home life and also to your extended family. And it's difficult to pinpoint because you've all got different other placements in your charts. I'm a Pisces moon and a Leo rising. I don't know what your other signs are, so you do need to do your other readings, and I'm going to start doing more of those this year. I have been doing saggis, but I've had a few people write to me that are cross watchers with saggis. They're not saggis, they're Capricorns, but they listen to my readings because they've got someone who's a Sagittarius in their life, and then they see that it actually has a lot to do with them. So that child is all going to change, and I've been talking about that for a long time, and I think it's going to happen very, very soon now, between March and June, and I think it might happen by the end of March that you get some good news with that. But there's something about inheritance. You might get some inheritance, or you've been cheated out of some inheritance. That's money. That's talking about money outside your savings, other people's money that should come to you. So when Mars went direct on February the 23rd, after being retrograde in your 8th house since December the 6th, you might have been focusing on this, and now clarity is going to come in. Now it's direct. And you will be getting some money out of your savings in very, very soon. It could be a lottery win. It could be a win, or a check that's meant to come through from some insurance or something. Because that new moon ruled your house of other people's money, and Saturn naturally rules your 2nd house of earned income and personal savings and spending. So Saturn's very, very important for you this year. And we've got 2 cards here, 3 cards that have the karmic 8 on them. And I think you've possibly seen in this past year, the number 8 year, which was 24, and now we're in the 9 year, where this karmic influence is still moving around. You've seen things happen to people that you've thought, oh, she's dodgy, or he's dodgy, or God, he really hurt me, or she has not been a good friend and she's always been jealous of me. But you've just pushed it to one side because you're really kind-hearted and ignore these things a lot. But you will have seen things happen to these people purely because it is this karmic number 8 year that's just passed, and it's influencing this year. So it's given you a massive understanding and strength. One of your manifestations, that some of your manifesting is coming true. And this Pisces new moon was all about manifesting, all about your dreams coming true, and possibly them getting ticked off the list soon, but also about how it's given you such a strength. Now, can you see the 8 there, the 8 there, and the 8 there? So you've got 3 8 cards, and that's really quite incredible, Sagittarius. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. So we're seeing a lot of progress now in March after the delay. So I would say money has been absolutely on your mind, massively on your mind, especially in regard to your home life. Maybe you haven't got the money to fix the jobs that need doing. The patio might need doing, the front hall might need doing, the kitchen might need repainting. But something's going to happen where you're able to put those things right. So these have just created, this lack of money has just created a few delays in you moving forward and settling everything in your house, and you will start earning more or get this money which will make that all possible. Now Venus going retrograde from March the 1st to April the 12th will also hold certain things back, especially on the love front. I think if you're planning to meet someone new, if you're not in an established bond, so it's a bit of a funny situation with Venus, because you shouldn't do anything drastic to your appearance. Like you shouldn't have any face work done or change your hair, because it's never going to work out. So do hold back whilst Venus is retrograde. Then unfortunately we've got Mercury going retrograde as well from March the 15th to April the 7th. So that's adding to this month's slow pace in getting this money through or the love through. But don't worry, the future's bright. I've said that before. I gave you a fantastic reading, and it really was going to be true, where the love you're going to have is very much like a love. You know, the Queen and King of Cups, absolutely love, and it's going to be certainly that sort of relationship, and you're on the way to it with the 9 of Cups, and that person, male or female, is going to come towards you with that cup of love very soon. So this Mercury retrograde, if you're planning to buy a property or whatever, don't do that. Just wait till it's over. And also, if you're wanting to do lots of work around the house, wait until that Mercury retrograde's over. If you're applying for a mortgage or a loan, wait till that Mercury retrograde's over. But this is the year, and this is why I've got my love, everything love around us. It's because Jupiter is still in Gemini, and it's in that 7th house of commitment. And I really do think that love is in the air, and you're all going to be celebrating at some party in the very near future. But it could be a business partnership, a professional partnership, because you are going to orbit, as I said, you're going down a new path. You're going to orbit into a place of importance in your career, and these eclipses are going to absolutely show that or deal with it. Let's just have a shuffle of the tarot again. So this month holds 2 eclipses. The first one comes on March the 13th as a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo. Now, if the Virgo has been in your life at any time, he might actually come back into your life. I'll just ignore that. It's very late here. Could be a delivery. So I would definitely, yeah, something will end and something will begin there. Now, this eclipse has to do with your career. It's a massively important turning point for your career. A top VIP might notice you, or a distinguished leader might want you to talk, give a speech somewhere. This full moon falls in your 10th house of honours, awards and achievements, and is favourable to Mars. So you may be given a one-time bundle of money, maybe signed a bonus, or if you're in that sort of job, or it might be a big win. So since Saturn is opposed to this full moon, you may now take on new and quite extensive responsibilities, and a position of leadership could be on your path. And it could just come out of the blue, and you wouldn't be predicting it at all, because Uranus is beautifully angled to that full moon, and he brings in massive surprises. You will be seen as a person of influence and knowledge, absolutely. And because Mars is fighting for you, you're going to actually have so much more scope than you ever imagined possible. This is a good time for you to take on a new, highly responsible period of work in your life. And then we've got this professional path. I'm just seeing it as being extraordinary. So I'll be very surprised if you don't move massively forwards with this March the 13th full moon. And then your attention will shift completely at the next eclipse, which will be the new moon solar eclipse on March the 29th. And this eclipse will light up your 5th house of true love, children. And if you work with children and creativity, that's going to go completely, massively ahead of you. You won't believe the success that's going to happen there. But your chances of finding true love are very, very strong. And karma is paying you back with your good karmic favours, because you've been so good. Probably out of all the signs, you've got the purest heart. And so the chances of you finding love at the end of this month is very strong. But be very careful because of the retrogrades, how far you take it quickly if it's new. If it's someone that's coming from the past, as I said, it could be a Virgo, then you can jump straight in if you feel you want that. So this eclipse shows how the universe is trying to continually balance your life. You want to have more fun in your life, it's going to give it you at the end of the month. You want more money in your life, so it's going to give you the money in the middle of the month. So have faith, dear Sagittarius, because that buoyant spirit of yours, which is always perpetually optimistic, is going to be rewarded. And you're going to feel that strength behind you of having the money. And fabulous, massive, gosh, we've got the Queen and King of Wands here. Sagittarius, male and female. Whether it's another Sagittarius, I don't know. But fantastic marriage prospects. And if you need funds to start your plan, a new house together, you will get those funds. And good fortune Jupiter is transiting through that house until June. So you've got so much good going on. And Mars, of course, is pushing forwards. So the money's coming in, either a borrowing or a win, loan, money's coming in. And that Uranus, planet of surprise, is going to be so supportive to you through your living situation particularly, and your home. It's just gonna get, you're gonna get that money to put everything right in your home. I really hope so. I've just got a few notes on dates here. Remember, Venus will not be in full strength until May the 16th, so hold off too much design and decor decisions during the Mercury retrograde and until Venus is in full strength, because Venus beautifies things, beautifies our home, and you don't want things to not look too good. So do hold off on design and decor decisions until May the 16th. Venus is also the planet that rules love and affection, so don't get too close to someone until May the 16th. But when Venus stops being retrograde on April the 12th, you can really date quite openly. And if you're single and really waiting to meet someone new, wait until late April, or better still, the end of May, to circulate. But your career is going to bring such good news on March the 13th. You're going to have people knocking on your door, either if you're an online tutor wanting lessons, if you're a speaker offering you speaking appointments, if you're a writer offering you commissions, if you're a musician wanting you to do gigs. This could be a landmark moment for your standing in your industry, where you will be set up as someone who knows what they're talking about. Someone, you know, if you've got, say, anything digital, because this is the age of Aquarius, it's going to go absolutely sky high. The money's going to race in. Any online platform is really going to excel, and your credibility is just going to zoom forwards. And you might even have to give up on some of your old clients, because you won't have time. You'll just be in a different, your normal everyday work might completely change. The planets are so possible that it might be that that work's just below you now. You've just got to move up. I know it sounds mad, but honestly, really, 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 your imagination, your stylish way of looking at things, your creativity, the way you do things, people are going to notice, and your present position will be left behind you. You're going to be moving into something very, very strong. So this is a month when there's going to be lots of news in all corners of your life. Let's take a few more of the tarot cards, and then I will read a few different ones, the mermaid cards. Let's see what they say. Now, I was reading something about Sagittarius brides today, and it's very often most Sagittarius brides marry within 6 weeks of their birthday. Which is an astrological fact, and that tends to be fortunate for the marriage. So 6 weeks your birthday, so most birthdays are Sagittarius are November and December, so it's either 6 weeks before your birthday in November or 6 weeks before your birthday in December, or after. So try and remember that if you get married. And if you want hot weather, just fly to somewhere hot if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And so there are many chances to tie the knot this year. The March 29th eclipse, I've got to say something, will bring on a pregnancy, that's for sure. Or you may hear some good news about one of your children then. I've just got to check on something because the phone's going, and so I'm going to have to call this reading to a halt. I'm really sorry, Sagittarius, because someone seems to be desperately trying to get in touch with me for some reason. So I'm going to have to go. Let's take one mermaid card, Song of the Siren, the call summoning voice for you to be the most knowledgeable of them all. I'm going to call that a day. Sorry, someone's knocking and ringing, so there must be an emergency. But I will speak to you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.